Day one of the late season archery elk hunt. It's December 3rd. Hike in and get up on a knob and start glassing. So hopefully we can find, it's got to be 6-point or bigger. So hopefully we can find one and make the stock and make every stock like it's your last.
It's always elk season when it's dark outside and we're racing. Let's go!
Well, it's a little further than we expected. We're about a mile and a half in. It's just taking us longer than expected, I guess. And we wanted to be up on the knob, basically on the other side of this guy, before at sunrise. But as you can see, it's already sunrise. We're not there yet, so we gotta hoof it. We'll see what we see on the other side. There's no elk here. I haven't spotted a single elk in all this to look at. But we're gonna work this ridge and see if we can't stir something up. So we'll see.
We got 2 bulls bedded, one's a legal bull.
6x6, what we were hoping for, day one. And we got him bedded, so hopefully he stays there. Shane's in a perfect spot to just sit there and watch him. And, but there's a giant canyon between us. And I can't go straight across, I gotta go.
This big old canyon right here. And that bull is way up on that ridge right there. So
We're in them, that's good. But I got a long hike ahead of me, so
yeah, we better
stay tuned.
Sorry, I don't have a tripod and I'm getting excited here, so I'm shaking. close. See him, see the bull, you can see him. Must be only about 40, 45 yards. It's so much of an angle. There's the bull. Where's Matthew? Oh, there he is. He looks like he's only about 30 yards. Come on, Matt. Oh, God. There they go. Come on, Matt. Stick it. Okay, quick rundown what's been going on. So Matt got within roughly 10 yards of that bull, and I thought he was going to put an arrow in it. And he said there was a bush right in front of him, so he could see the tips of the antlers but couldn't see the bull. And then the wind swirled and they both took off. He tried to stop them, but they kept going down the hill too far and got out of range. So awesome stalk he made on him. Got super close as you can get without getting it done. And just that dang bush was blocking the bulls. So those bulls took off, went across the canyon. We lost them. Matt stayed over there on that side of the hill glassing. I stayed on this side glassing, and he located another bull. Happened to be on the same side that I was on, but further south and about half a mile away. So what we're doing is a little switcheroo. I'm going to go up to where he's at on that side of the hill. He's keeping eyes on the bull. I'm going to go up there, find the bull, keep tabs on it, and he's going to come back to this side and see if he can make a play on that bull. So that's the story, and super exciting earlier, but as close as he can get without getting it done. But day's not over.
Well, bull number 2. Shane just got over to this side of the mountain where we're standing about where I got that opportunity at those bulls and started glassing over, and I think we might have a 6x7 across the way here. So unfortunately we can't get a full view, but I can see his antlers.
Oh wow, there he is. That's awesome. Right behind the bush. Well, hunt update. We've got rain coming in here, so it's getting cool and windy, and rain's gonna be here soon. But Matt turned up another bull. We got up here to the top. He basically did a flip-flop. So I got up here, he was watching it, making sure it's still there. All we can see, he watched it bed, and it looks like a 7x6. And all we can see are the antlers coming out of the bush, but he is still there. We'll insert some pictures here from the phone scope. And so as soon as I got up here to take over watch, he took off down there. He's gonna go all the way down the canyon, across several little ravines, and then up the finger he's on, trying to play the wind right. It's real swirly right now, so it's going to be a challenge, but once he gets close enough, I'm going to try to locate him and guide him in again, and maybe this will be the one. Looks a lot bigger bull than that last one, so definitely a shooter. Now, one last update. Saw the bull pop up, and he took off down the hill. I had a little footage of him. I didn't know if at the time if Matt had gotten a shot off or if he just got spooked. Turns out just got spooked. I don't know if he smelled him or heard him, but Matt got close enough to see him take off, and it had an injured shoulder, so he was kind of gimping along, but gimping fast enough he lost us in the tree line. So you can see it's starting to rain, and Matt's low on battery power on his phone and his walkie, so I got to meet up with him at the bottom and see if we can both make it to the ATVs, get out of here, and start fresh tomorrow. So keep you posted. All right, back at the camper after a wet, long ride on the ATVs, but I'm very thankful for the ATV. Very thankful. I don't know how I would have gotten out of there without it. So anyway, let's take a look at what Matt's doing to warm up here.
Freezing.
Heating up by the indoor stove.
I don't care. It's so cold, miserable.
Matt needs new rain gear for Christmas.
Yeah.
A little drop a hint here.
Yep. Because all my clothes are soaking wet. And it was freezing cold.
And I loaned him my extra pair of gloves because my hands were sweaty.
Yeah, just for the last 5 minutes. Well, it's day 2. See, all our clothes are all hanging up because it was wet and rainy, and it's still raining. So now I got some rain gear on. Shane's warming up tortin cheese.
Right.
And just had a little oatmeal, Red Bull. So waking up, we're getting off a little earlier, and yesterday was awesome and frustrating at the same time.
More awesome.
Yeah, more awesome. I mean, 2 stocks, first day. The second bull, got within 20 yards of him, ranged him, ready to go, and I was just sitting there for a couple of minutes with him, and all his body's covered up. You know, all I can see is his antlers, and slowly kind of moving around, trying to get a better angle, but just can't see him. And eventually he, I think he hears me, and his head is just on a swivel. He's just ready to bounce, and yeah, made a little bit of noise, and he just jumped up and ran off. So I was kind of hoping one of the 2 bulls would just get up and look at me before they just took off, just out of more curiosity instead of just being boogered. But wasn't the case. So 2 awesome stocks, got within shooting range, practically knife throwing range. Would have been an easy shot, but unfortunately I just didn't have any body part showing on either bull. So today we're gonna go back up there, gonna look for that bigger bull because he's got a limp. So
like he's injured from the rifle season or something. And so
we don't discriminate. Go after the handicap bulls.
yeah, we'll take the handicap bulls too. But he's a big bull, so I'd be super pumped to find him again. So we're gonna get out there. Saw which way he ran. You know, doesn't run very far because he's got that limp. But yeah, we'll see if we can't turn him up this morning. So, Shane, any words of wisdom?
Don't be afraid to throw a rock to get him up.
Ah, yeah, we were talking about that. So I might chunk a rock over them, see if we can't get them up before they spook. Let's try a new strategy because 2 out of 2 is too much. So we'll see what happens. So it's been slow. We got that little 4x5 or whatnot. We worked all the way up to the next ridge, and didn't find anything except for that 4x5 bull. So kind of weird that he was by himself. We kind of thought his big brother might be with him. Wasn't the case. So we spent all morning glassing all over. So we're gonna go out there, go a couple ridges over, hike up the next one, see if we can't glass something up bedded, just like we did yesterday.
Unless it rains.
Yeah, that's the plan B over there. You can see it on the camera. There's a dark cloud coming. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, so we don't want to get stuck in the rain again like we did yesterday, so that was miserable. But let's see what we find. Oh, hey! You ever had the finest spring water in one of the mountains? Well, buy Squid's water filtration system. Take it.
Hunt update. We're changing from elk hunting to shed hunting. I think I spotted a shed way up on this hill. See a couple tines sticking up. But where there are sheds, there should be bulls, right? Because where there are bulls, there's sheds. Sheds and bulls kind of go hand in hand. So I'll find a shed, you'll find a bull.
It might start sprinkling, so we better hurry.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hustle up the hill.
Jumbo.
I believe all I saw was this 2 times right here.
Yeah.
It has been out here a while. Very rough.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of sun.
We gotta find this bull.
Oh man, look at that. Oh, extra length hidden behind the bush.
He's 8 inches longer. Holy crap.
Gosh, look at the sucker.
That is a jumbo.
Nice base.
See his backside. Flip him around. Golly. That is huge.
There are some big bulls out here.
You lucky dog.
I'll find a way to strap this to my pack.
I've got one glassed up on the other ridge, and now I'm hoping and praying maybe it's the other side. It's day 3 of the hunt, and we're running a little late, so it's gonna be short and quick. Yesterday was a little wet at the end, and we saw that little 4x5 bull, so or it may have been a little 5x5. Either way, that was all we saw. We hiked quite a few mountains in order to glass as many advantage points as we could, and really didn't pay off, so we didn't get to see much, and we got out at dark again. So reconvene. We're gonna go further down the mountain, try some new spots today, and see if we can't stir something up. So see what happens. Well, we just got to where we were glassing and glassed up 2 bulls. One's smaller, one's a big, barely a 6x6. He's got little tiny tips. But man, he's got big fronts, big thirds, big fourths, and then his fifth and sixth are tiny. So we're gonna go after him. He's down in a cut. It's gonna be a challenge to get down there with him, but we're gonna try to go the next ridge over, get closer to him, get glass on him, and then try to make a move. So anyway, we'll see.
Well, stalk update.
I was in a stock. We get down there and when we last saw him and couldn't turn him up. Actually, we came around the ridge. It was just up above him. Hit Shane in position for glassing him. Couldn't find him anywhere. And I walk in there, essentially where they were. No sign of him anywhere. So, the wind was awesome. It was blowing right in our face the whole time. But, don't know.
You said you saw tracks?
There's tracks. I have a theory. My theory is there's more than just those two bulls in here. Because there's tracks and fresh poop all over this thing. So I'm wondering if there's more than two bulls. And we boogered one when we were coming over here. You know, maybe it was on the hill that we're on. Ran down there and spooked the rest of them. Because I mean, we should have saw him come up the side. We should have saw something.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I had a good view of this whole bowl here. So.
yeah, so I went up and checked those cuts. Maybe they started feeding up one of those cuts, but there's nothing. Couldn't find them anywhere, so I can only imagine they got boogered somehow, but yeah, it's tough. I was excited about that bull.
Well, the day is still young.
Yeah. I gotta find one bedded, I guess. Elk update. It is day 4 of the hunt. We only have one day after this, so we're gonna go to a similar area. Just gonna go a couple ridges over. We're kind of exploring as we're hunting, so we're not really as prepared as we usually would be. Since we didn't have as much time to scout this year, but really didn't see much when we did scout. So anyway, we're going a couple ridges over and see what we can find. So hopefully we can find a legal bull that we can stay on today and not lose like yesterday's bull. So we'll see what we find.
Live at the waterfall.
Oh, hey. Good to see you. Well, quick update. We got way back in here this morning like we had planned. It was a complete mystery. We didn't know coming into here what we'd find. Found a nice 5x5. And that was about it. So we blasted up both ridges, or both sides of the ridge. And that was the only thing we could turn up, so too bad because it's got to be a 6-pointer bigger, and that bull had little tiny. He was almost splitting on his 6. That's all it would have taken for me to go after him, but didn't have one, so we had to leave him alone and got to regroup. It's day 4, so tomorrow's the last day. So we'll see what we do. Well, it's the evening of day 4. We've been glassing for about 3 hours. All this beautiful country, and not a single bull came out. So what's in question is, are there any bulls, or do they just come out at night? We don't know, so it's gonna make it real tough to make a decision tomorrow morning, because that's when the bulls are actually out in the morning, and figure out where to go, because this spot is awesome. A lot to look at, a lot of side hills that you can glass, but if there's no bulls, then there's no bulls. But we don't really feel confident that there isn't any. So anyway, we'll see what tomorrow brings, the final day.
Well, it's morning of day 5. We're maybe half a mile from the climb. We start getting on 2 ridges. That's our new strategy for today. Shane's going up one ridge, I'm going up the next ridge over. And since that's our biggest trouble right now is finding a legal bull, we're gonna split up and hopefully between the 2 different ridges we'll find a legal bull that we can chase. It's the last day of the hunt, so we're putting all our eggs in this basket and see what we find.
It is midday, day 5, and we got up there real early and glassed for hours and hours and didn't see a single bull on 2 different ridges, looking at 3 different canyons, and didn't see a single thing. And Shane and I basically decided to go ahead and call it and work our way down the ridge. And on my way down my ridge, there was spotted a bull, and turned out he was a 5x5, but got a little exciting there for a little bit, you know. Saw the bull, you know, just before he had bed, and you know, really took some time and realized that he was just a 5x5, so it was a bummer. Wish we could have chased something at least on the last day, but that's how it goes sometimes. So anyway, we're gonna hike out of here. We got about at least another mile or so to get back to the ATVs and then start packing up. So anyway, it's tough. Low percentage of, you know, people actually succeed in this hunt, but I had 2 great close encounters. You know, first one was within 20 yards, the second one was within, first one was within 15 yards, the second one was within 20 yards. Just being up close and personal with a bow in my hand and an arrow knocked, I mean, it was awesome from that perspective. So if you're thinking about putting in for this unit and this hunt, be prepared to work hard and possibly not see a thing. But we put in a lot of miles and climbed a lot of mountains. So we got to see some and got to chase a couple. So only thing I didn't get to do is stick an arrow in. So anyway, that's all we got.